You know, it's almost like easy pickings. Every time a Trump surrogate gets on TV and is asked questions, they either lie or they filibuster. Katrina Pierson, God bless her, either she just doesn't understand English, she doesn't do any research whatsoever on what she's talking about, or she just straight out lies. Here she is on Megyn Kelly's show talking about the illegal campaign contributions made by the Trump charitable foundation, and it's an obvious pay for play situation, but Katrina's gonna basically try to lie and say that the campaign contribution was made by Trump, and Bondi didn't know anything about an investigation, where she was the one who had actually made the announcement 4 days prior about looking into investigating Trump University. It's really getting bad with these surrogates. Well, anyway, let me play the clip from Megyn Kelly's show.
Well, on several occasions, Mr. Trump has spoken about his past political donations to both parties and his motivations for donating as a New York businessman. Watch.
I give to everybody. When they call, I give. And you know what? When I need something from them, 2 years later, 3 years later, I call them. They are there for me.
I've given to Democrats. I've given to Hillary. I've given to everybody, because that was my job. I got to give to them, because when I want something, I get it.
Joining me now with both sides of the debate, Trump campaign national spokesperson Katrina Pierson and former chief economist to President Obama, Austin Goolsbee. Great to see you both. So,
hi, Megyn.
Austin, is this an issue? I'll start with you. Do you see this as an issue? I mean, it was a $2,500 fine. He paid it.
Yes. Look, there's two different things. One is the foundation directly violating federal law, it's a charitable foundation, it's making donations to a political campaign. For that, they got in trouble and they paid a fine. The second is, then we come to find out that the payment was to an attorney general who was actually considering whether to join the lawsuit for fraud against Trump University and the Trump Institute. I think this is going to have legs. I feel bad for the Trump surrogates, that they were pumping up the Trump surrogates to attack the Clinton Foundation, knowing all along that they were themselves going to have this coming down the road. I mean,
all right, we'll get to whether this is like the Clinton Foundation in just 1 second.
There's a third thing. Donald Trump, after she dropped the investigation, threw a major fundraiser for her at his resort Malago. That's 3. So now you tell me if that's not pay for play. Come on, let's watch Katrina defend this.
Let's digest Trump University for a second, then we're going to move on to that comparison. Katrina, let me ask you, the timing, is not ideal for those defending Trump, because it was 4 days after the donation came, 4 days after it was reported that Pam Bondi's office was weighing whether to investigate Trump University. So 4 days later he donated, and then she said, never mind, I'm not going to investigate you. So you see why people say that stinks a little bit.
The Clinton campaign is trying to make it sound that way, and you had mentioned earlier in the package where Mr. Trump has been consistently contributing to politicians, particularly in Florida. It is his second home, and it was one of his biggest criticisms by his opponents in the primary. The situation here, Pam Bondi took office in 2011, and during her tenure, there was one complaint, Megyn, that didn't even make it to her office. This was a staff decision. And
when it comes to Trump University,
she received the donation in 2013.
That's not true, okay? That's what she tried to bullshit people into believing. After a further investigation was done, they found that they had over 8,000 pages of complaints regarding Trump University. So let's keep all of the facts straight, Katrina.
You're
Right.
talking about you're
And the reason why
saying unlike New York, she was not flooded with angry consumers saying go get him.
Absolutely.
That's a lie. She was flooded, but based on the information that Bondi put out there, you wouldn't know it until an investigation was done, and that investigation was done by the local paper down there, and they had to chase her office around for a while with a FOIA request before they actually got the documentation. But of course, Katrina, with no research done on this, you wouldn't really be aware of that. And if you are aware of it, you wouldn't want that out there as far to be common knowledge.
Absolutely. This was one complaint that Pam Bondi received in her office, and it didn't even go to her. It went to staff, which is why they found no sufficient evidence.
Before we get back to Austin, why did he say that he'd never spoken to her, Katrina, when her spokesperson says that's not true, that she did call him and personally asked him for
Because he was asked if she talked to him about Trump University. They've never talked about Trump University.
Oh, that is so flippin' lame. You gotta be kidding me. They never talked about Trump University. Yeah, I really do believe that.
She asked him for a donation, absolutely, but they never talked about Trump University because it never came across her radar.
Okay, Austin,
Yeah, but her office is considering filing or joining a lawsuit. Her office. She runs the office. Donald Trump is not some little insignificant name. She would be aware of all major situations coming through her office. So she can't say that she wasn't aware of it. Katrina's sitting there trying to spin and acts like most people are stupid.
in comparison to the Clinton Foundation is accused of taking, tens of millions of dollars, more than that, from people who are trying to essentially buy access to our Secretary of State. You really think that's comparable to one donation?
No. I believe that is a somewhat radical mischaracterization of the charge against the Clinton Foundation. And B, we're talking about admitted violation of the law. The question of access were things like the staff of the Clinton Foundation asking, could the secretary meet with the Nobel Peace Prize winner? And people like that.
People who had been denied through State Department channels and used the foundation contacts to get back channel access.
Also denied. There's no accusation. FBI looked at it. There has been no accusation of legal wrongdoing. In this case, there is direct admission of guilt of legal wrongdoing. They paid a fine, and it is paying a politician who was directly choosing whether or not to investigate Trump University. What I would say is,
Megyn, that's just simply not the case. Mm-hmm. Pam Bondi was not looking to investigate Trump University. As I said, it never came across her desk. And the reason why it was reported that her organization.
Her office said it was weighing an investigation. The office was weighing whether or not to investigate. It was weighing that, and then she decided against it.
And it was not Pam Bondi.
But listen, for the record, it has been playing out in New York. This is separate from the mass class action for fraud against Trump. I got it.
There are questions of whether this will be in another state as well.
Okay, got it. Good to see you both.
Yeah, that's Katrina. It wasn't her, it was her office. Oh, well, she's the head of the office, but it wasn't her. Yeah, right. Katrina Pierson. It's getting mighty thick. It's getting mighty thick. It's up to your waist now, and it's steady climbing higher. And pretty soon it's going to be above your neck, and you're not going to be able to cut through the bullshit any longer.